worked at the United Way for almost 13 years now as a president and CEO, and have been very involved with United Way over many years in my prior career in the public sector, social services and behavioral health in particular, both for state agencies and for Erie County. The themes for today, as I understand it, are the importance of fathers needing hope and that every child deserves a father who motivates and inspires them. I got a homework assignment from Antoine, and it was two things. Why is it important for our families? And how is the United Way helping make this possible? So let me start with what the research says. Antoine even shared with me some additional information as well. But just some takeaways. Each child's mother and father are child's most important influencers. I think we all know that. But sometimes we need to be reminded of that as parents. Parents are children's first teachers. The most critical formative years for academic success are birth through age 3. And by age 8 or 3rd grade, proficiency in English language and math represents a high probability of high school graduation, along with a pathway for college and or careers. And children who grow up with involved fathers are 80% less likely to spend time in jail, have healthier relationships, have better physical health, are more likely to feel safe and more confident, have better odds of academic success, and more. And all this is consistent with the Strengths of Fathers Presence publication that I believe Antoine shared through the National Fatherhood Initiative. In thinking about this session, I actually retrieved a quote that I was really impressed with that I wanted to share as well. The quote goes something like this: "Dads are men who have been there for us when we need support and advice. They teach, they love, they support, they pick us up when we fall, and they give us hope." For me, that was sort of very relevant, and hopefully it is for you as well. And I thought about how would I like to sort of share what hope I think means to me as a father. And I couldn't think of anything more than just sharing a personal story with you. And then I'll talk a little bit about how United Way is invested in helping improve in the environment for dads as well. So the significance for of fatherhood for me is both personal and powerful, and has influenced my life in so many ways. When my wife and I were raising our 2 young kids, their mom suddenly died from a brain aneurysm. And within 24 hours, I became a single dad, raising a 9-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son. Becoming a single parent for me was both traumatic and challenging, to say the least. I had been working full-time with considerable travel requirements. My wife and I had no family in Western New York, and I had come to rely on my wife as the primary caregiver for my kids. As a result, I found myself relying on close friends and coworkers for support and guidance. This is when you truly learn and appreciate who your friends are, and it generated significant hope for me moving forward in this new role. I found myself shifting my focus from work to fatherhood, spending considerably more time in their lives, so that many important and influential, in so many important and influential ways. As a family, we went for grief counseling. I actually looked to United Way to help direct me to an organization locally that I could bring my kids to, and we could work together as a family and address the issue of the sudden loss of their mom. And most importantly, as evidenced by the needs of my kids, I worked to create as much normalcy in their lives as possible. I learned that that was probably the most important thing that I could do to continue to generate hope and the least disruption in their lives, which had already been disrupted to no end. I assured them that we would not be moving, we would not be changing schools or community. I ensured them that they would have continued access to their friends. I promoted their involvement in everything from sports to school, after school programming, to the importance of learning, and encouraged access to theater, cultural events, and the list goes on. By embellishing myself in their lives, I was able to ensure that they felt safe, loved, and supported while continuing to challenge them to achieve and move forward. To this day, I'm in awe how they have grown and the things that they have achieved in their lives, overcoming the adversity they did at such a young age. They are now both married with families. They have their own kids. I have several grandkids, and they're very successful in their careers, both in education and in healthcare. For me, this experience would not have been possible without embracing hope in everything that we did as a family over the years. And ironically, I just happened to look at the calendar, but my wife's passing will be 29 years this next week. So obviously hope has been such a significant influencer in my life, but it also has taught me how you need to rely on others as well, because you can't do it alone. But you all know that. So how is the United Way helping make for a hopeful environment for fathers? I jotted down a couple of examples, but I'm certainly will welcome any questions that you have, or maybe experiences that you've had in benefiting from the United Way network as well. So we're funding programs in early childhood, education, financial stability, and health and wellness in support of individual caregivers and families. We support numerous reading programs like Read to Succeed and many of other programs through our full service community school initiative. We're funding school-based and after-school programs. We support vocational training and workforce development initiatives because we know that moms and dads can benefit from advancing their career pathway in such a way that they're not locked into minimum wage jobs, or they're not withholding career pathways because they're relying heavily on public assistance. When I worked in social services, I would hear often from families, moms and dads alike, that sometimes they would refuse pay raises or even promotional opportunities or new career pathways because they were worried about suddenly and dramatically losing the benefits that they have come to rely on so heavily, like childcare, safety net assistance, emergency housing assistance, and the list goes on. We fund financial literacy and supportive services because we know that that's also a pathway to financial stability. And one of the newest programs that we're really excited about that some of you may know about is the Work Life Solutions program, where we work with businesses and we bring career coaches to those employees that don't have established credit, don't have access to loans, need financial coaching, to better position them to avoid the possibility of losing a job. And I always use the example, I work in an environment where if I can't get to work because my car breaks down, I now put myself at risk of losing a job that is so significant from a from a payroll standpoint, just in supporting my family. And so we've entered into a relationship with Evans Bank, and we have access to a loan program that we could offer to low-wage workers, as well as that financial coaching and so on, to avoid just that and to maintain stability and hopefully create a career pathway for individuals. And that loan, by the way, is paid for through payroll deduction. This is incredible because I've never known a bank to support payroll deduction in order to ensure, and it's low interest, so there's limited risk, and it's up to $1,000 that a person can earn. And so I think over 300 plus loans have already been made available, and over 1,000 people have been served in the first 2 years of this program. And there are 10 businesses that we're currently working with. So this is one example of an exciting initiative that we think has traction and will help moms and dads alike. We also support programs that focus on healthy birth outcomes, including what I'm hoping you have all heard about because it's under the umbrella of the Buffalo Prenatal Perinatal Network, the Go Buffalo Moms initiative. This is an initiative that makes sure that women who are pregnant, who have a potential of not making prenatal appointment visits, has access to transportation and a travel navigator and a coach, so to speak, so that they can make sure that they make those appointments on a regular basis. Because unfortunately, we have some of the highest premature births in the entire state of New York. And so this is we went out and talked with moms, and we learned that one of the top reasons why women who were pregnant were not making appointments, especially given our weather, winter weather months. We learned that travel and navigation was a key issue. And so this program has been operating for several years now, and has been a very successful program, all in partnership with the network. We also provide financial support for 211. I hope all of you have heard of 211 West New York. It's an information and referral call center available 24/7. It serves 7 counties. It operates right here in Buffalo under VIA, and it's formerly Olmsted Center for Sight, and it's been an asset, particularly during the COVID crisis. And I'm very proud of the fact that we recently, after discussions with Antoine and learning more about the Fatherhood Initiative, we actually set aside money in our Opportunity Fund to help continue to support the important work that is being done in this program. And I know that the Fatherhood program also applied for funding this year, and the announcement will come out next week as to which agencies are going to be funded. Hopefully the Fatherhood Initiative will be one of them. In addition to funding programs, we also fundraise, we do research, we perform public advocacy work, because it's so critical to be in the face of our elected leaders to address critical public policy issues. And we promote community engagement. We have a number of special initiatives in that area, and we support the not-for-profit sector through capacity building efforts like board leadership training and other training sessions like that. And I could go on, but I want to stop there. I appreciate the opportunity